16 minutes after the top of the hour, the president's own Justice Department now declining to prosecute Attorney General Eric Holder after he was held in contempt of Congress.
That was a shocker. So where does that leave House Republicans in their investigation?
The American people have a right to know what happened here. Brian Terry's family has a right to know what happened here. We got no information that helped in our investigation from the Justice Department at any point in this investigation.
This is about a committee that is on a path towards turning a review of policy into a political witch hunt.
Really? And what about the family of Brian Terry, the Border Patrol agent who was killed? We're joined right now by a member of the House Oversight and Government Reform Committee, Representative Pat Meehan. Congressman, where do you go from here?
Where we're going to go is to civil court to demand that documents be turned over. Remember, there's anywhere between 88,000 and 110,000 documents which have been identified as relevant to this investigation. This Justice Department's turned over a little over 7,500, and most of them have been self-serving documents trying to steer attention to activities that took place prior to their administration. Listen, they took this thing over and reinstituted it, and the question is, who made these decisions at the highest levels of the Justice Department? And that's what I think they're afraid to be scrutinized on.
But Congressman, how will this work in civil court with regard to President Obama executing executive privilege on some of these documents?
Well, they would be given to a judge, and the judge would likely review these in camera, and the judge would review each of the documents. There would be the creation of a privilege log, and there would have to be a justification made by the Justice Department as to why they believe that that document ought not be turned over. So what it does is it puts a different set of eyes. We would go to court in a civil capacity and ask for injunctive relief to have the court order that the documents be turned over. But of course, it's going to be a long, drawn-out process, which probably plays into the hands of the Justice Department at this point in time.
Specifically, what can you tell our viewers about what you absolutely want to see from the Attorney General? What's he negotiating to show or not show?
I want to see who made these decisions and what information they had when they made the determination to continue the gun running, which was part of Fast and Furious. And it appears it only began to have people finger-pointing and distancing themselves once Agent Brian Terry was killed. You had everybody ready to go down there and sort of join together and take credit for this operation. So I believe that there's real finger-pointing going on right now. We want to get to the bottom of it.
So what kind of a judge might you get in a civil court? I mean, it would be a federal judge, right? And would that person have been appointed by a president?
No, well, it may have been. I mean, all federal judges are appointed.
Yeah, but I'm wondering, so what district will you be in, and what kind of judge do you think you might get?
It would be the district court in Washington, D.C., and it will get assigned, as any case does, on a wheel. But as a former United States attorney, I'm accustomed to getting the assignment that comes from the judge. It can sometimes be influenced by the nature of the judge, but for the most part, my experience has been they're apolitical and they go after the facts.
Congressman, thanks so much for joining us. We'll follow the Fast and Furious investigation because it's far from over. A lot of people think it is, but it's not. Thanks so much for joining us this morning.
You bet. Thank you so much for having me.